Recently, Instagram rolled out this new thing called Instagram TV or IGTV. There's a lot of speculation online. How do you edit? What's the settings and all sort of kind of things. To be very straightforward, it's actually no big deal. This whole new function on Instagram is nothing new in the pretty much online media world. And it's relatively very easy to edit and have the settings for it. Basically, just like a YouTube, don't upload in a crazy formats like ProRes or DNxHQ, Don't try to make your video like 20-30 gigabytes. Try to keep it simple, H.264 or pretty much equivalent codec. But let's talk about one of the main things. What about resolution? What kind of resolution should you upload for Instagram TV? To be fair, they support up to 4K right now from what we know. And as far as the time, anywhere from 15 seconds to 60 minutes you can upload to Instagram. Now, in this video, I want to show you the best settings and in generally how to edit for Instagram TV and then upload to a platform. That way your video looks very nice and crisp. So let's jump really quick into my computer and I'm going to show you exactly everything you need to know about video, editing, and final delivery for IGTV. Okay, so for this demonstration, I'm going to use some of the clips from my demo reel and we're basically going to make it to Instagram TV. So how do you do it? Well, first of all, before we start, let's adjust the project settings. And by the way, even though I'm using DaVinci Resolve for this tutorial, you can do exactly the same thing in Premiere, in Final Cut, or whatever else you're using for the editing. So let me show you. Let's go into settings, okay? And for the timeline, right here, the resolution, basically what we're gonna do, we're going to flip this resolution. So if we're working in HD, 1920 by 1080, we're basically going to be working in 1080 by 1920, and we're going to click save. If you're working, and right away, by the way, you can see over here how everything changed. If you're working in 4K, it's going to be exactly the same thing, just with the 4K numbers. Okay, so let's click on edit, and let's create new timeline, and we're going to do empty timeline. And basically, I'm just going to start dropping the video files that I want to do. So let's say I want to use this clip. Okay, let me turn off the volume really quick. Okay, and as you can see, this is basically our preview. It kind of looks ridiculous at the moment. But if you're going to click on the clip, and it's the same thing absolutely in Premiere, like I said, and every other editing software, what you're going to do, you're going to zoom in a little bit or scale it up. Okay, just like that. Basically, as soon as we're hitting the borders of your project, and in the position, you can move it up and down or left and right. Okay, and if we play it back, now we see that it fits the cell phone format perfectly. Okay, let's say I'm happy with the shot. Let's have another shot. Let's have something like, for example, let's see, something interesting like this one. Hand on the mouse. Okay. Again, same story. We're going to highlight this clip. We're going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. And position left or right. And this is ideally not a perfect shot since it wasn't in focus to begin with. But that's what you have to keep in mind when you're shooting projects for Instagram. So if you know that something going to that Instagram TV exclusively, I recommend you actually filming in a vertical position rather than doing in post because you lose resolution. One work around it, if you actually shoot in 4K, that way when you increasing or scaling up your video, you're not losing too much details, for example, like in this shot. So basically, that's it. That's the concept. Let me do another clip really quick. Let's do, for example, let's do this shot. Okay, again, from my demo reel. Okay, I'm gonna click on this. Let's, oops, too much. Okay, scale it up and move it left or right. Okay, so like that looks cool. Nice framing. We play back. And we basically have a very nice looking image. Alright, so delivery. Again, same for all platforms. No big deal. I really recommend using H.264 codec, as it's still pretty much the king in delivery. And let's go really quick to the settings. Make sure you have 1080 by 1920, basically flipped reverse. Your frame rate, depending on the project, so in my case 24 frames. Audio, you can select whatever works for you, AAC or linear PCM. That doesn't matter too much because again it's going to the cell phone platform. And as usual, the file name, let's do a single clip. File name, you can do IGTV, and right here, right click, select all, add render, and once you're gonna start rendering, basically now we have this perfect format for Instagram TV. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this video explained things a little bit, and I will see you in the following videos.